Hey everyone, hey. So as you can see by the title, I have a number of things to discuss today. It's like a smorgasbord of topics. Hey Miss Daly. Okay, and first I'm going to start with the Nazeer Wiggins video update. And I already posted the video in my last video. However, I never really gave a full explanation for the video or details about the video and more context surrounding the video. Furthermore, I'm going to discuss Nazeer Wiggins' boarding pass, flight, and the information on whether he was in that room that day of the attack or not. I'm also going to go over the villa location and the proximity to the airport as well as hospitals in the area, the local transportation, as well as I did speak to Gerardo, who went on the lead attorney and down the rabbit hole about the whether or not about more information on the second video. So I have a number of things to discuss. Hey, sweet potato, using more Gloria. Hey, Betty Boo. So let me go ahead and pull up Nazeer's boarding pass. I think I already said it. Okay. So basically, with Nazeer, he kept stating that he was not present in the room, and people were saying, yes, you were in the room, while Dejanay Jackson was brutally attacking Shanquela Robinson. Okay. So the NCB, hey, Night Charm, the NCB was sent the boarding pass, the flight ticket, okay? So let me post that. Okay, so it says American Airlines, and it says this is the one from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas to Cabo. So most likely he took a flight from North Carolina to Dallas, and then from Dallas to Cabo. Okay, so this is showing the flight information from Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas to Cabo, Mexico. Okay, one piece of information that people were confusing or messing up is that some people were typing in New Mexico instead of Mexico. Okay, so that's why some people had some time, like differences in time and other confusing things. Okay, first of all, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina is in Eastern Standard Time, and Los Cabos, Mexico is in Mountain Time. Okay, so that's a 2-hour time difference. So Los Cabos, Mexico is 2 hours behind Charlotte, North Carolina. So this is what I think. I think that when he got to the villa, I think that he probably was still going by Charlotte, North Carolina time, which will put him at 2 hours ahead of the real time in Cabo. Okay. So basically, for example, if he states I got there at 2, it will actually be 12 o'clock in Cabo because of the time difference. Okay. So let's go to the flight ticket. He took American Airlines. And as you can see on the right, it says, let me zoom in a little bit more. Okay. Zoomed out. Okay, it says that he left from the Dallas Fort Worth, Texas airport at 10 a.m., 10:25 a.m. CDT, okay? And it says that he arrived at the Los Cabos, Mexico airport at 12:19 p.m. Mountain Time. So if he was going by his time, which would be for Charlotte, North Carolina, that would mean that to him, that North Carolina time will actually be 2:19. Okay. So that's where the discrepancy, I believe, is coming in, is that people are not accounting for the different time zones. So he arrived in Los Cabos, Mexico on the day after the others. It says that October 29th, he arrived the day after the others at 12:19 p.m. Mountain Time. So those in Charlotte, and based on his own time zone, if he didn't account for the difference, he will actually have arrived in his mind at 2:19 p.m. Okay. So now moving forward, it is true that he was not in the room while Desjardins was attacking Shanquella Robinson. He was not in Los Cabos, Mexico that day. He was not in the room. He was not in the villa at that time. Okay. Let's see. Now, that does not void him of responsibility because he still arrived there while she was alive and still could have gotten her help. And I don't know what happened after that time point. Let's see here. Now, based on this right here, he arrived in Cabo, Los Cabos, Mexico at 12:19 p.m. their time. So once he arrives there, everything is going to go off of Los Cabos time. Okay. So he can go on and say he was there at this time or that time, but he was only going by his own time zone of North Carolina. He was not going by Cabo time because Cabo took him there at 12:19 p.m. in Cabo time. Now that's at the airport. Now, how long does it take for you to get from the Los Cabos, Mexico airport, SJD, to the villa? So let's see how long, 12:19 p.m. and let's see the estimate for how long it will take to get to the villa. Because obviously once you arrive at the airport, you still have to Make sure that you schedule your transportation. You get your transportation there. You get to the villa. You also have to go walk to the airport. You have to go through things. So we will give or take that information. So let's see a map. Hey, tribal. Hey, Louisiana lady. Let's see a map of how long it takes to get from this airport to the Villa Linda. Okay. Here we go. So Los Cabos International Airport to Avenue Padre Quino. That's approximately 32 minutes. And in some circles it says, let's see, the highest like 38 minutes. And I'm basing this on the current time. We don't know what the traffic situation or anything was on that day. Okay. So we will say 38 minutes tops right here from the airport to that villa. And by car, and it was by car, obviously. So let's see. Let's say he arrived at 12:19 at their airport. And let's just go ahead and give him 30 minutes to get out of at least get outside of the airport and then make sure transportation gets there. We don't know how long it takes for the transportation company to get there. So let's just say 12:19. By the time transportation got there, let's just be nice and just say 1 p.m. Cabo time, Mountain time. And let's add another 38 minutes to that to get to going to the villa. So let's put him there. That will put him at the villa at at least let's say 1:40 p.m. And that's being kind of generous, maybe, depending on how things go. Because sometimes traffic can be more or less. So we will say 1:40 p.m. Mountain Time, we will put him in at the villa. That's plenty enough time, whether you go by either reports, that's plenty enough time to save Shanquella's life. So there it goes. He's still responsible, just like the others, for not getting her the help she needed. And also, I already discussed in the other video of why his other stuff don't add up. Okay, his other stuff does not add up about how he got there and she was unresponsive, lying on the couch in the game room. He moved her to the living room, and then later on, he said the maid found her in her room in a private bath on the toilet, slumped over. So if she was unresponsive, she wasn't talking, and she wasn't moving on her own, someone had to put her there. And he is the one that said the maid found her slumped over in the bathroom, slumped over the toilet. So he still knows more information. I'm only going right now over that he was not there, most likely, in the room while she was being attacked. It is true that he arrived a day later. And as on his boarding pass and everything else, he arrived a day later, and he probably got there around 1:40 p.m. Mountain Time. And I'm telling you that the reason he probably had 3 is because 3 or whatever is because he is going probably by sharp North Carolina time, which is 2 hours ahead of Los Cabos. And when you travel, you have to make sure that you are looking at the right time, going by the right time, not the time where you just left from, but the current local time. So local time puts him there at like at least 1:40 p.m. His time will put him there 2 hours later, which will be 3:40 p.m. So that's the problem where people are arguing about. Other people are also arguing because they are typing in New Mexico instead of Mexico. So make sure you're typing in Mexico and not New Mexico. So that's with the boarding pass. Okay, so now how far is it from, let's switch these in opposite directions. So how far is it from the villa to the nearest hospital? Let's see. Let me zoom out. So we have San Jose del Cabo Hospital right here. Well, I just saw the one before this. So this one, the San Jose del Cabo Hospital, is 17 minutes from the villa. Again, they have plenty. Hey, Bossy, BJ, hey, BJ, Des, and Stephanie, and Mods. Have plenty of time to save her life. Like I said, only 17 minutes. And remember, an ambulance can speed and go past red lights and everything else, so it can be even less for an ambulance to get somewhere. So they have plenty enough time to call 911, save her, and that's the nearest hospital. And also by transportation, just in a regular car, there is only, it says like about 17 minutes away. So let me make sure that it's another, I think that's another one. Not that one. No, that's further away. That's 20 minutes. And that's like a general hospital, but that's like a doctor, kind of like, it looks like a more of a private thing. General Hospital, Dr. A. Carrillo or Carrillo. I don't know. So that seems like maybe it's like a private facility or private office. So I would say about at least 17 to 20 minutes, and the ambulance can get there a lot sooner. Hey, beauty business. Hey, Dia Bossy. And I don't want to use your name. So basically, he got there in plenty enough time to save her life. Like we already watched my other video, already went over his whole video, and I said things are not adding up in that video. But this video right here, I'm just addressing that he most likely was not there while he was being attacked. And think about this. That's one thing that you cannot lie about, because all the others can easily say, you were there, you were there, you were there, you were there. So that's something that you really can't lie about and get away with lying about, is whether he was in the room or not during or at the villa. Okay. So most likely it won't come out that he was at the villa while Dejanay was brutally beating Shanquella Robinson. But he was there when she was still alive. He was moving her around, rubbing her hair, playing soft music instead of calling 911 to get her emergency help. And based on the map, the hospital was only 17 minutes away. And with an ambulance that can speed past red lights, people have to move out of the way and everything else. It could have been even less time for the ambulance there. She would have been saved. Her life would have been saved. He also has not accounted for how she was unresponsive, lying on the couch in the game room. When he got there, he moved her to the living room. He had to move her to her side because she was not moving. He said she was unresponsive. The doctor said she was unresponsive. She was not moving on her own. So how did she end up in the bathroom, slumped over on the toilet, and the maid found her? So someone had to move her there. And remember, they lied about two things. One, they lied and said she had alcohol poisoning. And number two, they said that she had an accident fall in the bathroom because of the accident, because of the being too drunk. So they definitely were covering up what happened. And for him to be there during the time where she was being moved around and later being slumped over, he has to know more information. So there's cover up going on and omission. Now, let me make sure. Now, let's see here. Let me make sure I have this covered. The father did state, he did mention briefly Airbnb. He said something about they had to call the Airbnb. So most likely, which is kind of common these days, is for when people are looking for a place to stay. Thanks for joining, read this, joining the membership on my backup channel, second channel, should I say. Use Airbnb. Now, when I tried to find Villa Linda on Airbnb, I could not find it. But I did find an old cached version of the website, text only version of the website, and how it appeared on October 30th. So my guess is around October, maybe October 31st, they took this that listing down, or the listing was removed. So now it's not on Airbnb anymore. And my guess is that they will change the name of the villa, because Villa Linda 32 is probably going to be, that name is going to be tainted. When I talked to Cabo Villas, it seemed to me that she was saying or implying that I must be looking at something old or calling about Shanquella, because that's not even a name that is going by anymore. So here is the Airbnb listing of October 30th. So this, it will look weird because this is not how this is the best I can do to show what was being shown on October 30th for that listing on Airbnb. So this is the best, but we can still kind of catch a snap of that time period for that Airbnb listing. Spacious and stylish ocean view villa, Villa Linda 32. Entire villa hosted by Cabo Villas. That's just the information about how many bedrooms, etc. I already went over this information in the previous video about the villa and the rooms and how it looks and everything else. This is just telling them about the area. Now, you are in great hands with our extensive background in travel. We believe travel enriches lives and helps people realize what a precious gift this beautiful earth is. We customize Los Cabos packages for each guest to help them fulfill their ideal vacation vision. Our villas are clean and sanitized by professional staff to the highest standards to ensure your comfort and safety. We have a full-time local team in Los Cabos who are available to our guests 24/7. After we pick up your group at the airport, complimentary for up to 10, you will be taken to the villa where you will meet your local concierge who will greet you with cold margaritas, chips, and homemade salsa. The expertise of our local team is available to you by phone, text, etc., 24/7 during your stay. It says, with flight details provided, we will arrange for your representative from Trans Cabo to pick you up at the airport and take you directly to the villa. There you will be greeted by your concierge who will be available to you by phone 24/7. With chips, salsa, homemade margaritas, and more, he will familiarize you with the home. It says he, and provide you with keys. Please make sure you have WhatsApp installed for communication. So Trans Cabo is who, remember, this is Cabo Villa is a full service. So they don't only just give you a place to stay, they also help you with transportation. If you want to hire a chef, they have almost everything you could think of that they will help you with. So it's a full service company. So we can also look at Trans Cabo website, but that's the transportation service used to get people back in the airport and get around Cabo while they're there through the company Cabo Villas. So I guess they're like contracted through Cabo Villas to provide their guests with local transportation. And that is separate from the concierge service. And it says he will greet you, but I'm sure they probably have other ones too. But what I did see is that in a lot of reviews, they had a guy by the name of Giovanni, they call Gio, that was the concierge for a lot of the guests. So there's a guy by Giovanni that works for the company that is definitely a concierge a lot of times for the guests. So most likely when they got there, the concierge person is the one that had them sign the sheet. And maybe since Nazeer was not there, they arrived, they had to sign his name for him. That's a possibility, because sometimes when someone isn't there, you might have to sign their name or check them in as a person that's going to be staying there. So that's probably what he meant, that he wasn't there yet when they first all arrived, and they had to put his name. And wait, on the number list, was he the last one on the list, like signed? Let me look at that. Was he the last one there signed on that paper? Yep, he's the last one on the list. And most likely that's what happened. Somebody probably signed his name. And if you look at the handwriting, we're not handwriting analysis experts, but sometimes if you look at handwriting, you can see who probably signed his name, because they probably will sign some of the same letters the same. in their cursive writing. Cursive writing is very like more distinguishable because of how the letters are written and everything else. Cursive. And that's why most of the time when you sign a document, you have to use cursive. Okay, house rules. Remember, for most places when you book, you can't just arrive there anytime. There are some times where the host might make exceptions, but usually there are times, okay? And most places is usually around 2 to 4 p.m. This one says, as of the listing that was removed, check in after 3 p.m. So most likely, unless there was an exception, they could all check in at least close around 3 p.m., 3 p.m.-ish. So that's the Airbnb listing. Yeah. So this listing actually said information about the transportation company used was Trans Cabo. There's a separate concierge person. They actually put he in this listing. But I did see sometimes there's a female from this company used, but a lot of times it was a guy named Giovanni. And they do mention in some reviews, they mention a maid. They do mention the maid. And one person said, let me pull up the reviews. Hold on. After the reviews, I'll go over Nazeer's video information. Hold on. Sometimes reviews are great when you're looking into things because it can tell you other people's experiences with the villa or the home itself, and also with the company and the host. It says myself and 10 friends stayed here for 5 nights over day weekend, and we had the time of our lives. The property is magnificent. The landscaping was gorgeous. The rooms were spacious. The sound system in every room was fun. The pool and hot tub were amazing. We every day and night. There's even access to the beach in walking distance. One of the rooms has an outdoor shower, which was really amazing to shower outdoors in privacy. I seen that in the photos. Oh, let me tell y'all. Show y'all this real fast before I get into this review. Let me show y'all this first. It was interesting. Okay, here is CaboVillas.com, their reviews. And it says you can select by villa and then select by resort. Obviously, this is a villa. Wait. Okay, what I did notice before is that it pretty much was not giving me the option to select. How did I get to it before? Okay, let me go back to that main website. Hello Villas, and scroll all the way down to company reviews. Okay, the same place. I think my ad blocker is blocking it. Anyways, I can't get to it. But basically, what happened was when I went to it, yeah, my ad blocker is blocking it. And I'm definitely not turning that off. But yeah, basically, when I click the drop down box, they removed Villa Linda. So if you go here and if you don't have an ad blocker, you should be able to see. But they don't have the option to choose Villa Linda anymore. So they took it off. But they dug too slow because I already one of my mods, Unbothered, had already took screenshots of it for me. So we already have the screenshots of it. So I'm going to show you the screenshots of some of the reviews. So they took it down. So that Airbnb listing was taken down for Villa Linda. The reviews on this CaboVillas.com was taken down for Villa Linda. It was taken down, or they have changed the name of the villa. But most likely, I think they took this down as a selection. So that was. But let me go ahead and say, go to the reviews, because the reviews sometimes can tell you information about a place. So yeah, if you go to the website now, you can see these and select Villa Linda 32 because it's not there anymore. But I have some reviews. One of the rooms has an outdoor shower, which was really amazing to shower outdoors in privacy. I am so very happy that we stayed here. Our concierge Angel was so helpful, kind, and accommodating. He was so responsive. So there's an Angel guy there as well. So and a Giovanni. He was so responsive. I don't think it took more than 5 minutes to hear back from him. He arranged our taxis to town, sent someone out when he had an issue with the sound system. Sent someone out when we had an issue with the sound system, picked up alcohol and snacks for us, beyond helpful and kind. Our cleaning person, Lucy, was one of the best parts of the entire trip. She cleaned every room in the house from top to bottom. The only negative comment I have is that twice we were told by security to turn down the pool bar music when it was midday between 3 and 7. When we were told quiet hours started at 10 p.m. And there was another house close by that was playing music much more louder than us late at night. That was a small complaint in an otherwise magical, life-changing, stellar vacation. We have all traveled to many countries and cities all over the world, and we are all in bills is the best, top of the line. So the villas are actually close enough to be able to hear like loud music and have noise disturbances. And it's like they were playing music and there was a complaint and then they were told to quiet down. So places, the villas in other areas, other villas are close enough to hear something, depending on how loud it is. It says, we are delighted to hear you had a magical, life-changing stellar vacation. Our award-winning team goes above and beyond to exceed our guests' expectations. We are sorry that you had an issue with the security and music. The security in this development can be very strict. We hope to welcome you back again soon. So this was June 2021. So do they give them contact information for security as well? Because the management says the security in this development can be very strict. So if they had access to security and also the concierge and the hospital's 17 minutes away, there is no excuse for them not getting her help at all, for anyone not getting any sort of help. Here's another review. The house, neighborhood, and area are ideal for a low-key luxury vacation. Kimberly made sure everything was set up prior to arrival. She had great recommendations for restaurants, activities in the area. Her business knowledge are a huge asset. Lewis was on top of everything from the moment we arrived to seeing off to the airport. He made us feel welcome and comfortable as if it were our house. He also made it clear that he is available for any request anytime and will do all he can to make sure we enjoyed our stay. Lucy and the condition of the home was amazing. Wait, so Lucy was also the maid mentioned in the other one, right? So Lucy, she arrived on time each day, cleaned inside and out. She was very considerate of us and adjusted where she was cleaning so she did not disturb anyone. It says Lucy was in the other one too. So this is a maid that I'm seeing twice now. It says she was very thorough. She arrived on time each day, cleaned inside and out. So she's also a timely person that arrives on time and thorough with cleaning inside and out. She was very considerate of us and adjusted where she was cleaning so she did not disturb anyone. So most likely she would go into a room if someone was in there, she would like to maybe cater to them and go to another room and clean that first and then move around. So she was considerate. Each afternoon the house was spotless. So each afternoon the house was spotless. So the maid was on time. She was very thorough and says each afternoon. So the maid arrives in the afternoon. It didn't say morning. It didn't say night or evening. It said the maid arrived in the afternoon. Now, I don't know if they had Lucy, but this is the second review that had Lucy, okay, as the maid. And okay, let's see. The area was immaculate, safe and located far away from the busy crowds of Cabo. Plenty of space in the home for many guests, excellent heated pool and hot tub. The roof deck had breathtaking views. The beds and linens are very comfortable, which is critical. You can hear the waves crashing each night better than expected. Here's another review. This was our ideal vacation. Villa Linda had everything we wanted and more. The chefs created masterpiece meals each day, which allow us to enjoy the villa and the area around us. Villa Linda was beautiful, cleaned every day by the nicest woman. Villa Linda was beautifully cleaned every day by the nicest woman. So it didn't say Lucy, they didn't give a name, but it says nicest woman and cleaned every day. And it says the chefs created masterpiece meals each day. Meals. Okay, so they had a chef for that dinner. Remember, they said they had a private chef. So here's the question. Does a chef come This says meals each day. Does the chef have every meal or just some meals, or they have to choose which meal? Because for a chef to cook dinner and then leave, they would have to be back for breakfast, then leave, then lunch, and leave. This is a lot of leaving. So how does a chef's work to be a private chef? And I guess you have to choose what package you want and how many meals, I guess. So a good question for Cabo Villas, how many meals is a private chef for every meal, or do guests select which meals they want a chef? Because it would be interesting to know what meals chef there for. But we do know that the maids came every day besides Sunday. And based on if they had Lucy, I don't know if they had Lucy or not, but she would come in the afternoons. Okay. The amenities were endless, and the house manager was a phone call away to help with anything we needed, which is the concierge. We look forward to coming back again and again. Thank you to everyone, Cabo Villas, for making our vacation so special. Here's another one. Had a bachelor party for a small group of guys, and we had an absolute blast at this place. The property was spectacular, and pictures really do not do it justice. The service was unreal. Anything you needed, they could help you with. Make sure to take it for the concierge. We had Giovanni, and he was spectacular. I wish I could have took him home with me. Also, make sure to take advantage of other things nearby, as well as such as Golf Beach Club and Marina San Jose del Cabo. We cannot wait to come back, most likely to bring all our ladies this next time and enjoy them. Amazing house for us and our 10 guests. Great location, views and beach was only a 2-minute walk. Giovanni and the team at Cabo Villas were always a text or phone call away. Very attentive, and will highly recommend. And there's another person with Giovanni, but that's like between a month of so apart from March 2021, and there's one from April 2021. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, that's it for the reviews. Make sure you're still signing and sharing the petition. We're over 27,000 signatures, so hopefully by tomorrow we will have at least 28,000 signatures. So good job, everyone, for signing and sharing the petition. Now, as for the reviews, we have learned some information is that there is security, and they said it was great security in the area. There are most of the time people will have like a private chef that's offered, and some people said meal, so that's plural. So maybe I don't know what package they had, but a private chef cooking more than one meal a day will be around more often. Maybe they only had it for that one meal that we saw. We don't know if they had breakfast, lunch, and dinner chef or not, private chef. Oh, I do think that Nazeer mentioned something about they mentioned something cooking. So I don't, they might not have had a chef for every meal because he said something about they were talking about cooking something. So they might not have had a private chef for more than that meal. What else did we learn? There is a maid that comes like every afternoon or every day besides Sunday. And there twice the name Lucy was mentioned. So what we can do is actually see if I can probably look and find other reviews and see if we can find more names of the maids. If Lucy is the one, because think about it. If you have a villa like that, someone that usually they have a maid or a housekeeper that comes to that will come to that same one because they're familiar with it, and are assigned to it. So I will see if I actually see any other names mentioned for the maids. And we also, if you look at other reviews, you do see the name Giovanni mentioned a lot. Another thing we learned is that they use the company Transcabo to for local transportation, getting them to and from the airport and anywhere they want to go in Cabo. They use Transcabo. So the reviews are always a good thing to look at when you're looking at things, because like I said, you can get information about how the guests got a hold of people, how the guests got around, how the guests, the surroundings, the neighbors, and everything else. I think that's all I have for the villa information. Now let's move into Nazeer's video. Okay, Creative Abnormality says, Nazeer said something in a video about maid finding Quayla slumped over the toilet. Exactly. And that's what I mentioned in another video. And I was like, how did she move around by herself? Because he said that when he got there, she was lying on the couch in the game room unresponsive. He had to move her to her side because she could not even move to her side. She was not talking or communicating or saying anything or moving. Then he moved her to the living room, and then at the end, towards the end of the video, he stated that the maid found her in the bathroom, in her room, slumped over the toilet. So I was like, how did she get there if she can't move or talk, etc.? She's unresponsive. So how did she get in there? And he really didn't explain that in his video. So that's why I said fishy, fishy, fishy right there. So even though Nazeer didn't get there, he wasn't there when she was brutally beaten. He knows more about what happened once he got there and her body was being moved around the villa. And he even was one of the people moving her around. So he had no explanation for how an unresponsive person got in her bathroom on the toilet slumped over for the maid to find her. 1,300 per night. I'm also showing that that's what it was around that time period, was 1,300 per night. Yes, keep signing and sharing the petition. And remember, if he got there around, let's say, based on like the timing I gave earlier in the video, at 1:40 p.m. Mountain Time in Cabo, like 1:40 p.m. And the maid comes in the afternoon, if they had Lucy around the afternoon, that means that the brutal beating had to happen before 1:40 p.m. and before the maid came. So most likely that morning before 1:40 p.m. and the maid came. And they said the maid Lucy came every afternoon. Do we know if they had Lucy? I don't know. But usually with a villa like that, they will have maids come out at certain times. And we don't know what time she got there in the afternoon. But what we do know is that it happened before Nazeer arrived, and it also happened before the maid arrived. So it had to probably happen early afternoon, it happened before like 1:40 p.m. and before the maid came, so I would put it in the morning, early, like maybe morning, early afternoon. And most likely, if people are having breakfast and meals and everything else, most likely it probably happened like that morning. Okay, let's pull up his video. Hey, Tasha.
Hey man, cut that suicide shit out, bro. Stop fake pages, get y'all. Hope y'all ain't sending them no money or nothing, cause y'all stupid. If they stupid, man, fuck. What is an innocent man gonna kill himself for? Riddle me that. Hey man, cut that suicide shit out, bro. Stop letting them fake pages get y'all. Hope y'all ain't sending them no money or nothing, cause y'all stupid. If they stupid, man, fuck. What is an innocent man gonna kill himself for? Riddle me that. Hey.
Okay, what he's talking about in that video is that the fake pages of him are making posts, stupid posts. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay, here is a fake page of Nazeer Wiggins. It has 634 followers. Let me zoom in. So it has 634 followers. It's following 2 people. Let me see who they're following, just to be nosy. Oh, okay, Man's Fashion, Squeaky, Clean Humor. Okay, and look at this first post right here. Hold on. The first post says, "I can't take this anymore." Okay, so this post created by this fake page, of course, or troll, or whatever, or whoever, scammer, or whoever, is saying like they are feeling they're having suicidal thoughts. So Nazeer made a video saying that this page obviously isn't him. He's saying, "Oh, that page isn't me. I'm not any of those fake pages." Saying they want to unalive. I'm innocent. Why would I want to unalive myself? That's what he's saying. So that's why he made that video. So this page is fake. It's not the real him. Changing my circle ASAP. Changing my circle ASAP. That's not him. Real best friend. Our love for each other was real. Can't sleep. I'm tired of people blaming me for something I clearly did not do. I miss you, best friend, forever. Yes, that can mean anything, Marcy. But remember, this is just one of the pages. There are plenty. If you actually search for Nazeer, there are plenty of fake pages of him, and they are all saying different things. This is just one of them. There's a lot of fake pages of the Cabo Six. There's even a fake page of the mom. Like I said before, I messaged the fake page. That's the fake page of the mom. There's fake pages of Shanquela. There's just a bunch of fake pages. So there might be another one that might be more. It's saying that, okay? Because I have seen posts with fake pages saying all sorts of things. So yeah, he made that video in response to people believing the fake pages. And obviously people are believing the fake pages because look, this one has 634 followers. And let's see it. Let's see. And here are some more fake pages of Nazeer. Let's see how many this one has. This one is fake. It's private. But it says 0 posts. It has 2,198 followers. And there are people following that page. That's fake. That's not his real page. This isn't his real page either. So as you can see, he does have fake pages. He could actually report these pages, but anywho, pages of saying that he wants to unlive himself is why he made that video right here.
Hey man, cut that suicide shit out, bro. Stop letting them fake pages get y'all. Hope y'all ain't sending them no money and nothing. Y'all stupid. They stupid. Fuck, what is an innocent man gonna kill himself for? Riddle me that. Hey man, cut that suicide shit out, bro. Stop letting them fake pages get y'all. Hope y'all ain't sending them no money and nothing. Y'all stupid. They stupid. Fuck, what is an innocent man gonna kill himself for? Riddle me that. Hey man, cut that suicide shit out, bro. Stop letting
Okay, so yeah, I don't believe anything out of his mouth either. I don't believe anything out of his mouth either, Marcy. And exactly no remorse whatsoever. Okay, let's see what's next. So we went over the his Nazeer's boarding pass, what time, approximate time he got there, the reviews for the villa, distance to the hospital, distance from the airport to the villa. Okay, the petition. Make sure you keep signing and sharing the petition. Oh yeah, we need to discuss is there a new video or not? As far as that, I spoke to Gerardo, the one that the lead attorney spoke to, interviewed, and as well as Down the Rabbit Hole News. I can't really say everything that was told to me, but let me pull up that message so I can make sure of how I can word things. Hold on. Let's first go ahead and play the lead attorney's video so people can know what I'm talking about. 1 second. Let me play a short snippet of that video first. Basically, while I'm pulling that up, people were saying it's about whether or not there is a second video of Dejanay brutally attacking Shanquella Robinson, and then in the second video, it's supposed to be one of the girls intervening or trying to stop it. And then it says that he said that she was convulsing Shanquella. Now, Gerardo did not say he's seen the video himself, that he saw the video himself. he said that it was like described to him or told to him. Okay, that was, let me play that clip from the lead attorney. 1 second.
So there was a problem. And then in the video, you can also see a woman crosses into the, on camera, crosses on camera, and the person recording turns the camera to the right. The person that crosses in front of the camera, according to the police, is a person that tried, according to the police, she tried to intervene into the fight. And she tried to stop the aggressor. And that's kind of like when those two stop. The girl heard screams and the blows, and she comes out from the back bedroom, and she gets in front of the camera a little bit, and the camera turns to the right. That's what the police are saying, that there was another smaller fight. So there was a problem. And then in the video, you can also see a woman crosses into the, on camera, crosses on camera, and the person recording turns the camera to the right. The person that crosses in front of the camera, according to the police, is a person that tried, according to the police, she tried to intervene into the fight, and she tried to stop the aggressor. And that's kind of like when those two stop. The girl heard the screams and the blows, and she comes out from the back bedroom, and she gets in front of the camera a little bit, and the camera turns to the right. That's what the police are saying, that there was another smaller fight after Shanquella's interaction. So there are two videos. What you're saying? Yes.
En el segundo video o en el segundo video o en el primero.
En el primer video se ve cómo se quiere meter y luego como que se hace.
In the first video, you can see that the woman kind of wants to get in, but then the camera goes to the right, and then the aggression stops. But there's another video where you see that she goes in and she starts arguing with Dianjane. And that's when Shanquella starts, her body starts to convulse.
Con la otra chica, sí, en el segundo video.
So with the other girl, when there's the interaction with the other girl, that's seen on the second video.
No, pero me lo describió.
Well, have you seen the video? No, I haven't seen the video. Right. And then the aggression stops. But there's another video where you see that she goes in and she starts arguing with Dianjane. And that's when Shanquella starts, her body starts to convulse.
Con la otra chica, sí, en el segundo video.
So with the other girl, when there was that interaction with the other girl, that's seen on the second video.
No, pero me lo describió.
Well, have you seen the video? No, I haven't seen the video, but it's been described to me by the police officers. The information that I have, I get it from the police officers, it's confidential.
No es, ¿cómo le diré? Común que los partes policíacos, por ejemplo, como el que yo conseguí.
Like, for example, the police report that I got. These are not public documents. These are internal reports that we're able to get our hands on.
Okay. Sí, fue muy impresionante también.
Yeah.
Okay, based on this video, it says that a female, there's a second video and a female intervened. And it also said that the female came from the back bedroom. So remember, we saw that Winter was in the room already. Dejanay was in the room, of course, and then Shanquela. And the other female left was Elise. So my guess is Elise. Now let me pull up. I need to translate this message because I did message him after I saw the lead attorney's video. I didn't message him, but let me pull up my message. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So yeah, I basically asked like who was the second person. And I said like basically is it Winter or Elise? Like who was the second person? Because they already said it was a female. He did not know the name of who it was, but he's wanting to try to find out that information. Okay. Yeah, so he's going to try to find out who intervened in soon. But that's all I can really say from this message. Yeah, that's all I can really say. But my guess is that because he didn't see the video himself, he was told that by, I guess, the local officials, like the local police or someone local. He was told this information. He didn't see it himself. So my guess is that it is Elise. And here's why I think it is Elise. Because Winter was already in the room standing next to, I think, Malik on her phone. Winter is also friends, like besties are friends with Dejanay. Like her allegiance or alliance is more so with Dejanay. Remember in my other video I showed like they even went on a previous trip to Cancun, Mexico together. They are more friends. Secondly, Elise, it said came from the back room. So the person was not in the room. The female was not in the room. So that person had to come into the room. I doubt that Winter left the room and then came back into the room. So here's the thing. Elise is the one I said that I didn't really know where her allegiance lied. I said, I don't know where her allegiance lied, like her loyalty. But I knew the others, besides Khalil, were more aligned or had more allegiance or loyalty towards Dejanay. Here's another reason why I think it will be Elise. Elise had found out that her sister was murdered that morning. I mean, the previous day, October 28th, that her sister was just murdered by her ex-boyfriend, intimate partner homicide. So intimate partner homicide, she was killed by her ex-boyfriend. And I think that Elise most likely probably knew that her sister was with a controlling, abusive partner that beat on her or etc. And she was already going through, like, her sister passed away. And I did go back and look at some more pictures, and I did see some pictures of Elise on her mother's page. But her mother has like 1 million photos, so you have to keep on scrolling for your dear life to go through those pictures. But I did see pictures of Elise. Now, I think that her going through that, what she was going through, she just lost her sister to the hands of the ex-boyfriend, the abusive ex-boyfriend, intimate partner violence, domestic violence, that for her to hear what was going on in the other room with Dejanay brutally beating Shanquella Robinson, that was most likely probably could be triggering or wanting her, compelling her to take action. Because sometimes when you lose someone, like to murder and it's domestic violence or something like that, you might become like a person like wanting to do something when you see someone else getting beat on, because you know what can happen, and you know what just happened, that your sister just lost her life to being someone abusive, and most likely being physically abusive, and now you hear someone in the other room getting beat on. So that's why I would think that if I don't know if it's true or not, but he is saying that a third it's like he didn't see the video himself, so he didn't see it firsthand. So, but my guess, if there is a video and we do see it, it most likely will be Elise, because I don't think she was in the room at that time. Now, she could have been to the side or somewhere off to the side or something else, but I doubt it. So Nazeer wasn't there yet because he didn't arrive until later on, and most people cannot lie about whether they were somewhere or not, because that's easy to prove or disprove or not prove. So yeah. So what do y'all think? So basically, he will try to get this video and information, and then we will see. Okay. Now, he also gave me his YouTube channel that he created. So let me go ahead and show y'all his new channel. Marcy says, and wasn't she the one that leaked the first video? No one knows who leaked the first video. But most likely the video was probably shared before that it got too serious, because I doubt that they would share it after it got really serious and her condition got worse. I'm sure that it was probably shared before then, because allegedly Malik is the one that was recording. Some people think it was Khalil, and then some people think it was Malik, but yeah. So let's see here. So let me check the messages. Hold on. So here's his YouTube channel. He made a YouTube channel because he didn't have one at first. So let me go to the link he sent me. Where is it? But yeah, in the message, he pretty much like said the same thing as on the lead attorney, that there is, he was told that there was a second video and a female intervened, but he don't know which one. And I gave like, is it Winter? Like, was maybe a description, or is it Elise? Now, Winter is the one that later did call 911, and she will be someone that will be not really afraid to approach or go up to Dejanay. But I don't think that she would, because she was on FaceTiming and everything else, I don't think she would actually intervene. And remember, he said that someone came from the back room. So I doubt she left from that first video, left out of the room, and then came back to the room. So that's why I'm thinking it's Elise that it will be. And she was the one I was saying that didn't seem to be as vocal or as around as much in those clips and everything as the others. The YouTube channel is basically his name. So I posted it in the chat. Hold on. What do I do with it? Here it goes. But it still stands on this, is that once you try to intervene and stop, and then it says that once someone intervened and stopped there, she was Shanquella was convulsing. That convulsing and everything else is immediately medical help. So once you stop it and you see, because remember, she's a certified nursing assistant, Elise is. So once she sees the convulsing and everything else, that needs medical attention. So once she's convulsing, why wasn't medical help called? And instead, she was put on the living room. She was put in the game room on the couch in the game room, because when Nazeer came, that's where he said that she was at. Okay. So that's great for her to intervene, but what's next? What's next? You intervene, and then she's convulsing, and then you're a CNA and you see the convulsing, you see that she's in need of medical attention. Everyone does. So what do you decide to do? Because what we do know is that Nazeer said he got there and she was lying on the game room couch. So it's great that if it's true, it's great that she tried to intervene, but it still doesn't really rid her of all responsibility, because look, but at the same time, if you just saw someone get beat down, like beat up and convulsing and not unresponsive and all that, and you're in a house with Dejanay, Winter, and all the other people, so what was her mind? If it is true, what would be her mindset to be in that house knowing just what happened to someone else? So we will see if there's a video coming. Okay, so his YouTube channel, let me post this link. So this, if there is a video, this adds on to, really adds on to it. Furthermore, who will be the one recording the video? Because that recording ended. But I guess if she was still on FaceTime, I don't know, showing someone. Let's see here. So his YouTube channel is, okay, here's his YouTube channel. He actually updated it. since I saw it last. So let me post the link in the chat. Gerardo. Yes, he's telling different stories. Nazeer said he actually said both. He said when he got there, she was in the game room lying on the couch, and then he moved her to the living room. He said we made it to the living room, so he moved her to the living room. And then at the end of the video, he said that the maid found her slumped over the bathroom toilet in her room. So basically, it's probably a room, and then it has a private bath, because it says all the 5 bedrooms, the king bedrooms of 5 bedrooms have a private bath. So she was most likely in her private bath for her room, and then slumped over the toilet. So he said all these things. So basically, he's just proving that he moved her. He was the one moving her body around. Okay, here is his YouTube channel. It has right now 39 subscribers. He's going to try to get the video that he was told about. He didn't say he saw the video himself. He said he was told about the video and was given a description of the video. Okay, and I think that was about it. Let me make sure I have everything that I was wanting to discuss. And I will be sending an email with this link as well to his channel. Okay, let me check to make sure that was all I was wanting to discuss. I think that Nazeer, okay, based on the boarding pass and flight information, I don't think Nazeer was there when she was beaten. However, I do think that he helped cover up what happened, and that I think he helped cover up what happened because I think he did something himself. He did something himself to her when she was unresponsive. Like when he got there, she was unresponsive, and I think that he did something that he's covering up. So I think what he wants to cover up is different from what they're covering up. So yeah, that's what I think. So they want to cover up the fact that she was beaten, and he wants to cover up what he did once he got there and she was unresponsive. So we don't know what all he did. He was moving her from room to room while she was unresponsive. So we don't know what he did, but I think he did something, and that's why he helped to cover it up. He was rubbing her head, playing soft music. I don't know what he did while she was unresponsive, but I think he wants to cover up something he did while she was unresponsive. That's just my take. Let's see. And he really messed up when he said that that she was found by the maid on the toilet slumped over, because he already admitted that when he got there, she was unresponsive, not talking and moving. And then now he's saying she was found by the maid somewhere. And then throughout the video, he kept saying that he was always by her side, keeping his eye on her. So how did she get there, Nazeer? Yes, please keep signing and sharing the petition. Okay, let me check my email to make sure everything is there. No, I do not know who dressed her. And remember that other news article, hey Sharon, that other news article stated that they also lied and said that she had an accidental fall in the bathroom. So that was another lie. And they said that because they wanted to make up an excuse or a reason for why she was beaten, why she had a knot, why her lip was busted and everything else. So they said that she had an accidental fall because she was drunk and in the bathroom. And that makes sense for them to say that because later on, that's where he said that she was found. Because think about it, if Nazeer wasn't there when she was beaten, then why would he help cover things up? So that's why I think that he did something to her while she was unresponsible, and he knows he was responsible for it. That whatever he did or his what he contributed, so that's why he helped cover it up and didn't speak up or anything. Let me check my email to make sure I don't have anything else to discuss, and then that'll be it for today. This is did I show the real account for Nazeer? I think I did. Yeah. So this is the real account. This is Elise account, Instagram account, just in case you're following the wrong people. So this is her account, and as you can see, you can also tell a lot of times by the number of people they are following and following them. And also, if you can see, it says followed by is Quayla and followed by Nazeer. And so both of those pages are following her. Let me see something here. Let me go to Khalil's Instagram. Now I go to Khalil's Instagram. And I go to Khalil's Instagram. The pages I'm showing is following is Quayla and Nazeer. So I'm wondering if let me see who's all still following Dejanay. Any fake pages? Is this a real one? Let me see. Now, why would if you're calling Nazeer calling, y'all say y'all you walked into a murder, you walked into something stupid. Why would you still be following Dejanay, Nazeer? Well, I guess some people will still follow the page, but first I need to follow. Let me follow. I have to follow these people first. I have to follow them so I can see mutual friends. Let me follow these people first. Hold on. Okay, I followed Dejanay. Let me go back to Khalil. Oh, it says requested. Obviously, he ain't gonna accept me. Bitch, you already have 8,000 something followers. Accept my request. Let's see. Let me go back to Elise. So I guess if it says requested, I won't be able to see YouTube people. That sucks. I won't be able to do it. Someone will have to be following all these people already to be able to see who's still following who. Because I don't think search will work. But I can see that Nazeer is still following Dejanae. Let me go to Elise. He's still following Elise. And I think he's still following Khalil. And then we have Malik. Let me go to Malik page. And he's following Malik. So he's still following all those people. So he said, y'all jumped her. What did I walk into? This is something stupid, all this other stuff. He's still following all these people. But would y'all unfollow these people? Some people would still follow so they can keep an eye on the people. Yeah, some people, I probably wouldn't unfollow. I would probably want to keep an eye on them. I'll have to think about what I would do. I probably want to keep an eye on their posts, to be honest, because they might say something about me or lie on me or post something. So I would actually not unfollow, to be honest. I would keep, I actually low-key still follow them. Shoot. Yeah, I would still follow. Okay, let me, goodness, we need a full timeline of everything we know thus far. So much information and conflicting stories. Exactly. I'm going to wait a few days to see about that new video, second video. Yeah, a timeline is definitely needed. Usually I do make timeline videos, but those take a lot of time to make. Especially when you have something with a lot of moving parts and a lot of details and a lot of misinformation as well. So it has to be only based on what you actually know and have evidence and proof of knowing. Okay. And then lastly, we have this video, which I showed in another video. Let me go to it. Okay, this video from Attorney General Daniel De La Rosa, Anaya, which was about the arrest warrant and extradition. And as he said in the second video, it's still only having Dejanae as the attacker. So the other people were saying there was a second video of Winter joining in and attacking. And now he's saying there's a second video that he was told, like third person, that the second video is of a female coming from a back room and intervening, stopping the attack, and then Shanquella going convulsing.
Hay una orden de aprehensión por el delito de feminicidio en agravio de la americana. Y bueno, la agresora también es ciudadana americana. Ahí, pues prácticamente el caso está resuelto. Estamos haciendo los trámites legales pertinentes de la solicitud de extradición de esta persona. Ya serán las autoridades norteamericanas las que tengan la encomienda y la facultad legal de cumplimentarla, y también estaremos solicitándolo. Ya se hicieron los trámites pertinentes también a Interpol para localización de la persona en los Estados Unidos de América.
Okay, basically, translation is an arrest warrant for the crime of femicide to the detriment of the American, and well, the aggressor is also an American citizen. This is where the case is practically resolved. We are doing the pertinent legal procedure for the extradition request for this person, and it will be the North American authorities, those that they have the entrustment. Well, it shouldn't be those that have the entrustment and the legal power to complete it. And we will also be doing it right now. The pertinent procedures have also been carried out with Interpol to locate the person in the United States of America. And like I said, since they're saying the first video we saw was Dejeuner, and then the second video they said exists through the local officials told Gerardo exists, that it's still Dejeuner during the attack. So obviously the arrest warrant has to be for Dejeuner Jackson. Okay, and this is the Daniel De La Rosa Naya talking about the extradition and the issuing of the arrest warrant. Now, people are saying what's taking so long is because Interpol has a process. You have to actually submit an application or submit the information to them for the red file or red card that they mentioned. And then they have to approve it. And then, so it's a process. It's not like an immediate thing. So basically, he said that he took those steps and measures to submit that to Interpol. And then from there, Interpol has to do their job or do their thing to like verify the information and confirm it. Let me go to their website so I can show you what they have to do. Okay, it says this is the Interpol website, and it says about red notices, and the De La Rosa did mention a red card or red notice.
If an Interpol member country is trying to track down a fugitive for prosecution or to serve a sentence, it can send a request for a red notice to be issued via its Interpol National Central Bureau. Red notices can also be requested by international courts and tribunals. Every request is checked by a specialized task force at the General Secretariat to ensure that it's compliant with Interpol's rules and is not politically, militarily, religiously, or racially motivated, or that it targets a refugee. The review takes into account all information available prior to publication. If approved, the red notice is sent to all member countries by the General Secretariat. The notice includes identifying information about the fugitive and details of the crime they are wanted for. Each member country decides what action to take on a red notice. A red notice is not an arrest warrant, but they can help bring fugitives to justice, sometimes many years after the original crime was committed. A red notice is not an arrest warrant.
So basically, there has to be a request. Let me move this out of the way. There has to be a request made to Interpol. The Interpol has to review the request, and then they have to make a decision based on their standards and rules. So in America, when an arrest warrant is issued, they can just go knock on your door and pick your ass up. But since it's like a fugitive and it's another country, then they have to go through this process. Request, review, and decision. Interpol member countries via the National Central Bureau, NCB, International Criminal Courts and Tribunals. And then there's a review. A specialized task force reviews every red notice request. And then decision, notice is approved. The notice is issued and sent to all member countries by the General Secretariat. Are the notices denied? No red notices issued. So that's the process. And I can actually post this link if people want more information, but it tells you why it will be denied or not. But basically, I'm sure it will be approved, but it's still a process, more of a process than a regular notice. And they don't, some people say, oh, it's not on the website, because they actually have on this website wanted persons that have like the red notices that were approved. But that's only if the requesting agency wants it published. Other than that, it will only be for police to see or law enforcement to see. And usually they will request that it's public only if they want the public's help. Sometimes it's internal where only law enforcement can see the notices, because maybe they don't want someone to find out that they are wanted or something like that. So they don't put it public. Red notices are important because they are used to simultaneously alert police in all of our member countries about internationally wanted fugitives. Red notices help bring fugitives to justice, sometimes many years after the original crime was committed. Are the individuals wanted by Interpol? No, they are wanted by a country or an international tribunal. Interpol cannot compel the law enforcement authorities in any country to arrest someone who is the subject of a red notice. So Interpol can approve it, but they cannot force the country that the person is in to comply with the red notice. Each member country decides what legal value it gives to a red notice and the authority of their law enforcement officers to make arrests. Who are the subjects of red notices? Red notices are issued for fugitives wanted either for prosecution or to serve a sentence in relation to serious ordinary law crimes such as murder and fraud. This follows criminal proceedings in the country issuing the request. So it will follow the criminal proceedings in the country issuing the request, which will be Mexico. This is not always the home country of the individual. When a person is sought for prosecution, it means the person has not been convicted and should be considered innocent until proven guilty. We know that bitch Dejanae is guilty. A person sought to serve a sentence means that this person has been found guilty by a court in the country that requested the publication of the red notice. Offenses for which a red notice may not be issued. Article 83 of Interpol's rules on the processing of data sets on the specific conditions for the publication of red notices. Red notices may be published only if the offense concerned is a serious ordinary law crime. They may not be published for the following categories. I'm not going to read all this stuff. Offenses that raise controversial issues in some countries relating to behavior or cultural norms, for example, prostitution, or offenses related to damaging honor, offenses relating to family or private matters, for example, adultery, bigamy, polygamy, or homosexual acts. Offenses originating from a violation of laws or regulations of an administrative nature or deriving from private disputes, unless the criminal activity is aimed at facilitating a serious crime or is suspected of being connected to organized crime, for example, traffic violations, defamation, or issuing unfunded checks, unless there was a fraudulent or malicious intent at the time of the check was issued. The General Secretary maintains a non-exhaustive list of specific offenses that fall within the above categories. Let's see. The current list of offenses that are not compliant with our rules can be downloaded from the related documents section below. Here. What checks are done before a red notice is issued? All red notice requests are reviewed for compliance with Interpol's rules by our notices and diffusions task force, a specialized multilingual and multidisciplinary task force comprising lawyers, police officers, and operational specialists. When accessing the compliance of a notice, the task force considers all of the information available to it at the time. For example, information from the National Central Bureau requesting the notice, other member countries, and open sources. So basically, you can just review this website. It's not like, oh, she has a arrest warrant issue, go arrest her. And obviously, this will be classified as something serious enough to be approved. It doesn't meet one of those exemptions or exceptions, should I say? Let's see. Now, if Mexico decides to make it public, then you can actually go to the wanted persons tab. It says extracts of red notices are published at the request of the member country concerned and where the public's help may be needed to locate an individual or the individual may pose a threat to public safety. So that's the only time if they need help locating the individual or the individual poses a threat to public safety is when they will post it to the this wanted section. 7,116 red notices in current circulation. And then if you go to the left hand side, you'll be able to search for people. But obviously she's not on here. The process has not been completed. They or they might not even want to make it public. They might just keep it internal. But either way, it will still be sent out to all member countries once it is approved. Now, what can someone look up is how long it typically takes. I think someone said about 2 weeks, but to me, I don't think it should take that long. But the next step is, I guess, to see how long Interpol usually takes to approve a red notice. I can Google it real quick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing varying information. A very common concern among this firm's clients is how long it will take for Interpol to issue a red notice. And circulated among Interpol's member countries around the globe, it can be frustrating for potential red notice subjects to learn that the answer depends in large part on the efficiency and motivation of the requesting country. There's no single answer to the question of how long each part of the process will take. The duration of all these steps depends in large part on the member states. What is more, red notices are rarely publicly published, which makes it more difficult to know the general average duration of the full process. So they are rarely publicly published. I guess obviously they don't want the person, the fugitive, to be aware that a red notice has been issued to all the member countries. That's my guess. If a person has reason to believe that he or she is the subject of a red notice, an inquiry can be made directly to Interpol to determine his or her status with the organization or status. So yeah, that's about it. It doesn't really give a time frame. And I guess a lot of researchers can't really tell you because they don't really make a lot of the red notices public. So that's about it. So that's about it for today. Make sure that you are signing and sharing the petition. That's change.org/Shanquella. That's change.org/Shanquella. Make sure you keep signing and sharing that petition. By tomorrow, we should be at 28,000 signatures. So great job, everyone, for signing and sharing the petition and keeping her name in the media. Because the more we talk about Shanquella, the more her name stays in the media, especially like the mainstream media. Because YouTube is a very powerful tool in social media platforms, because without social media and YouTubers and everyone else posting all over social media, viewers, subscribers, including, especially even viewers and subscribers, thousands of people posting about her, this would have been swept under the rug, and she wouldn't really have a voice or even a chance at justice. So we have to keep this going until she gets justice, okay? So yes, there is a process for Interpol to get this out to all the member countries and approve it. They have to make sure it's not racially motivated. They have to make sure it doesn't meet one of those exemptions or exceptions or whatever. It's not as quick as it is in the US. As for the second video, if there is one, Gerardo only heard from like a third hearsay about there being a video. He didn't see it himself, but he is going to try to get that video, or at least more information on that video. That's all I can say from that email as far as that goes. But I did post the link to his channel. We went over Nazeer's boarding pass information and flight and potential time he got to the villa. And also his video explaining why, talking about those fake pages of him, saying that he wanted to unalive himself, or just fake pages about him in general. So that's about it. All right, good night, everyone. And thanks, mods, for helping out. Yeah, keep on using hashtag Justice for Shanquella on all platforms. Louisiana, I love the way you politely shut down false information with dignity and class. We do know you can and will drag when necessary. Yes, girl. Yes, auntie. Yes. There's a time and a place. Time and a place. Let's see. Yes, please at least hit the like button to keep this video in the algorithm so others can see this information as well. Beautiful Gem says, but it seems like Resort Villa will protect their brand at all costs. Yes, like I said, they removed the reviews from their website. I'm sure they removed the reviews because I'm thinking they might change the name of that villa to a new name, because that name is kind of messed up now, Villa Linda 32. If you Google that villa now, Villa Linda 32, a lot of things come up about it that's negative. So they don't want potential customers to search for Villa Linda 32 and see those negative, all these things about what happened there, that a murder happened there. So they want to probably change that name. And most likely they probably want to hide what other people said about the place as well, because they know people are seeking information. But like I said, the concierge person is someone that they will call for anything they wanted or needed too. So most likely they contacted that person first. Yes, the if you want to support the family, they have a GoFundMe, and here's their official GoFundMe page. I think I'll end on this comment. It says, "What we know for sure is they are all guilty of something in Shanquella's loss of life." Yes, like, is it a great thing for one of the females, if true, about there being a second video? Is it a great thing that she intervened? Yes. However, based on what the hearsay is saying, she was convulsing after that. So what happened after you intervened? It should have been medical attention or medical care, 911, especially if she's convulsing and everything else, and you see. And then remember, once the doctor arrived and you say alcohol poisoning, then everyone there can hear what's being said. So everyone in the villa can hear the lies that are being told to doctors, police, and everyone, right? So at that time, they could chime in and say, no, this is what happened. This is what happened. So I want to know, if there is a second video and someone allegedly intervened, then what happened between that intervention and Nazeer coming and finding her in the game room on the couch unresponsive, instead of actually someone getting her medical attention? So there's a lot of missing pieces here. So a lot of people might be like, oh, wow, someone actually did step in, but they stepped in, and then what else? What next? They didn't call 911. Now, some people, being a devil's advocate, will say the person stepped in and then she was convulsing and they realized that she was it was really serious, and she was unresponsive and not talking after just being beaten, severely beaten, that person could be scared and say, you know what, they did this to her and they might do it to me now. Or that person could say, or the others could say, well, we all will be in trouble because we're all here, and then they thought of something to cover it up. Either way it goes, it's still, no matter how you look at it, it's still a cover up and someone not stepping in to help. She could have went to her room and called 911. That's a big bill. There's plenty of places to go to sneak on your phone or do something to call 911, even if you were in fear for your life, to say, if I intervene, they might beat me down next. And that's for all of them. They can't use I was afraid, because they could go somewhere else. And let's go back to the reviews. The reviews said that there is security in the area that's strict. So there's some sort of security that's in the area that someone could be that's accessible. There's also a 24/7 concierge, and they said that you can text that person, you can use WhatsApp. There's different methods of contacting that concierge. So that person could have text that person, hey, she was just beat down. They're lying about alcohol poisoning. Send the popo. So a lot that might sound good that someone intervened, but what was next after that was still takes us all back to the same place, that nothing was done to help her. Even with that intervention, there's still nothing after that. They're still coming back to the United States saying alcohol poisoning. Yep. So whoever intervened, if it's true, they still came to the United States and let it be known. They didn't say anything about it not being alcohol poisoning. They went with the cover story. Okay. Yes. So yes, they're all guilty and complicit on some level, period. This pretty much is it, Louisiana ladies. Some unknown female stopped the beating and went back to sleep. Since this was in the daytime, yeah, they just, I wouldn't say they went to sleep, but they definitely just went back to just their life. And remember, Nazeer said, oh, they said we're going to cook something. He's moving her body around. It's just a mess, y'all. It's just a mess. So ultimately, this really doesn't change anything, right, Queen? They get no credit. What would have gave them credit is if they had intervened, saw her convulsing, right? And then having convulsions, and then for them to call 911, get her help. And if it was Elise, if we're going by hypothetically, if it's true or not, if there is a second video, Elise is a CNA, and she had just heard about her own sister losing her life through domestic violence. So she should have definitely known that medical attention was needed. And for her to come out of a back room, or for whoever to come out of a back room, they had to be able to hear those hits and hear that they needed, this was something they had to rush out of a back room to stop. But this will, they get no credit. So we will see what happens next. But what we do know right now is that based on what the Mexican officials and police have viewed and seen, that they feel that what they've seen is at least enough to send a red notice request from Interpol to arrest man-face Dejanay. So Dejanay, your ass is definitely going to jail. So that's what we do know. And maybe someone, if it's true, if they intervene, maybe they will be able to get a lighter sentence than everyone else. They'll be less culpable than everyone else because they at least tried to do something, but they'll still get something before the cover up. All right, y'all. Good night. They might not release it because it's too gruesome. Well, hopefully, if they don't release it, that he can still get more details. So I'm going to end this video by just showing his YouTube channel again. So if y'all want to follow him, because as the lead attorney has said, a lot of information comes from him that's straight from Mexico, directly from Mexico. Sometimes it has to be translated or whatever, but you can follow his channel. So I'm definitely subscribed to his channel. So y'all go ahead and subscribe to his channel, because a lot of people are using his information. He's the one that had obtained the police report. He's the one that's connected to people over there. So, so I'm going to post that and then get out of here. So here's his YouTube channel, and let me zoom in so you can see his @handle. Okay, so that's his YouTube channel with his @handle, Gerardo. Wait, you said we're at 27,000 now? me see. Oh yeah, we've been at 27,000. Wait a second. Yeah, so great job everyone with the petition signatures. Yeah, it's steady rising, the numbers. Great job. All right, y'all. Good night. Good night, Angela. Good night, Queen, Tribal. Thanks, Mod, for helping out. I think that Tribal is the one mod I have right now. Good night, Louisiana, Marcy, and everyone. Yes, this is his @ handle right here. Where did I see right there?